Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time of the day it is for you. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I can't wait. This week is Minecraft Live, and in honor of it, oh, dear Bonzo, you didn't even have to do that. I can pick you up from like a million miles away. Please, please, stay sitting. In honor of a Minecraft Live and the big party this week, the beautiful sign has been decorated with like candles and cakes and just all sorts of big party supplies. Even a beautiful carpet. I wouldn't have picked that color, Bonzo, but fair enough. I mean, it looks nice. Ties in well. So funny thing, the last couple of weeks, they feel like they've been something of a whirlwind of sorts. From brand new update cycles, to brand new updates, to now, Minecraft Live surprise, less than a week away. I mean, there's been a lot going on. And in that a lot going on, well, I kind of forgot about the preview. Let's get back to it, though, because we've got some huge updates to talk about. So truthfully, I took a break from the Minecraft preview videos because I was giving them a little bit of time to catch up to Minecraft and Java and their redstone towards superiority, but they still seem to need a little bit more time. In the world of redstone, though, we have a gigantic progress update for custom redstone blocks. So one of the last previews that we had talked about, probably about a month ago or whatever, before the most recent update, well, they basically didn't implement any of the experimental redstone stuff, but they did implement more powerful experimental redstone blocks. And this is essentially for an add-on. You can have an add-on with a custom redstone block that interacts with the redstone, maybe lights up, maybe has a different block state like copper or whatever, and those aren't experimental anymore. In the next update, add-ons can add more redstone blocks. I think, if I'm interpreting this correctly, that means add-ons inside of the marketplace, both free and paid, well, they could get a whole lot more technical now. Hey, it's kind of funny. Update 1.21.40, the update that is currently ongoing, the update that has 3 previews for it now, it's not really a small update. In the previous updates for this update, we've got a ton of beautiful changes, including more parity stuff, better technical stuff, and even more. For example, one of the larger things making its way into Minecraft in the next update is an inventory rework. So at first glance, if I take a look at this, it all looks kind of the same. But when I start zooming in and taking a look at some of the details here, well, I'll find that the details have been kind of readjusted and rearranged. That could be certain blocks in different categories, maybe just in general, certain blocks in different orders. But yeah, all sorts of different inventory shuffling. For example, the potions, I know the potions are definitely one. We have the ominous bottle right next to these potions now. And then the potions in here kind of reordered a little bit. A lot of this sort of calls me back to what went on most recently in the 1.21.30 update that we covered with like all of the different names, the rarity, and whatever. The big and the beautiful. Oh, it's such a wonderful day. I see what you were on about, Bonzo, with this beautiful floor mat for standing here because, wow, they've made it over to Minecraft and Bedrock as well. Last week in this snapshot right here, oh, it was beautiful. The bundle update of all time. Inside of it this week, over on Minecraft the Bedrock Edition.
Well, actually inside of last week because this was added on the same day, but whatever.
Inside of this week, check this out. We go ahead and craft ourselves a bundle inside of the crafting table. And then I'm really curious how this is going to work. I didn't check this out too much. We got all of our dyes right here. We're gonna take the best color one, slide back over to the crafting table, place the bundle here, place the dye, and oh, aha, so that's how it's done. Now maybe you already know about this one, but how does this work? What about cauldron dyeing in Minecraft Bedrock, the bundle? Oh, no cauldron dyeing. Oh, that's kind of sad. It's just like a leather thing. You would think that leather inside of the cauldron, logistically, Ooh, now leather. Leather has a really interesting functionality. I saw a couple of comments about this on the snapshot video where essentially you've got a million trillion different colors that you can make in the color rainbow with bundles and leather by combining different colors. For example, this specific purple shade, it's going to be 3 purple, 1 blue, and then voila, I get this deep, moody purple. It's a pretty cool system, and I saw a couple people pointing out, like, oh, gosh, it sure is a little bit of a bummer. Like, it's so sad that you can't actually just do this on a bundle and whatever. There are way less colors, 16 instead of, like, I mean, what I said, the number before, a million trillion or whatever. And to me, yes, valid. I do get the disappointment. Like, it would be really beautiful to be able to take maybe purple and then combine it with yellow and then add a little bit of light blue in, and that probably just made a brown bundle or whatever. But still, it would be nice. But at the least, I mean, all of these colors right here, they are so beautiful and stunning and whatever you want to call it. Now, functionality-wise, other than the whole dying thing, because we kind of already talked about this quite a bit, I don't want to spend too much more time talking about it and fixating on it. I love it. It's beautiful, really, but the bundle, when I start, hold on, that's a little bit different than Java. When I start queuing things up inside of it here, the items, they start lining up, and the box seems to be a little bit larger. You see, like, right there on that right side, like, that's extra long, and it's weird. Once I start queuing things up inside of the bundle, though, like, the list, it kind of expands down to 3 rows, and it does the plus number thing, and yeah, even more on the bundle and how it works right now in the snapshot video from last week. It's exactly the same. Beautiful, really, but tap that like button, equally as beautiful, and let's move on. The honey block. This is a really interesting block, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of always forget about the honey block. Kind of tricky to make, you know? Anyway, when I'm on the honey block here, I move way slower than before, and if I wanted to jump, well, I can't really jump as much. And in this week's preview, attention to detail is on point. I'm gonna have to be quick here, but the bundle. Alrighty, let's go ahead and reset this. The breeze here. If there was a breeze on this honey block, check this out. It can't actually really jump away from me, and it doesn't move very quick either. I don't know if you guys are catching it here, but yeah, this guy, it can't really like full sprint and just jump away. So yeah, brand new meta, I guess, when it comes to the breeze. Realistically, I think this might be potentially useful in some kind of farm if you wanted to set up, I guess not this one, the world's easiest one or whatever. Yeah, you can make it trickier on yourself if you want. The flattening, aka making blocks smoother, aka actually making block ID names make sense. So, I think the flattening was maybe kind of wound down actually inside of 1.21.40. I guess we'll have to wait and see in the future. But we have a little bit of update on the technical side of things when it comes to these brand new block IDs. The old block IDs, basically, they're no longer really needed and relevant. It's sort of like when they remove the holiday creator features, except probably a little bit less relevant here, but I always hate when there's like a change that maybe messes one of your technical things up and add on whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. I guess it's like you get with the times, right, Bonzo? Alright. Experimental features bundle release. I keep seeing questions about it. The bundle in this week's preview, to circle back around to it, it is still an experimental toggle. I don't think it will release in 1.21.40. Inside of it this week, we have a change with the camera experimental toggle. Something has been removed, something has been added. You'll have to excuse my insane knowledge right here with the camera command, but in all of my absence from the preview, I still have to touch up on my knowledge. Basically, in this week's preview, we've got brand new experimental toggle when it comes to the camera command and how it's going to follow you. The camera commands, these new experimental ones, they're all going to be tucked behind a new third-person presets experimental toggle. And then technically speaking, if I could figure out how to actually use it, it's right here, documented in the changelog, nice and clear for you. So, you know, it's kind of funny, because of how things are done over on Minecraft to Java versus Minecraft Bedrock Edition, usually it's a Java side that we have a little bit more technical information, we kind of like know exactly what's going on. However, it's one of those times I didn't have that. These blocks in my inventory right here, we've got a little bit of a bat update going on Minecraft to Bedrock finally. The blocks that the bat can now spawn on are going to be stone, deep slate, granite, diorite, andesite, and tough. Well, any of these blocks right here are now technically considered spawnable blocks for the bat. Meanwhile, something like, let's say, grass or dirt, that's not a spawnable block for the bat. Now, alongside these blocks being spawnable blocks for the bat, there is another condition for a bat to spawn, and that's going to be light level. If it is too bright, like let's say down inside of this cave, I went ahead and lit everything up, well, then bats are no longer going to spawn. But down inside of the cave, we don't have to be there. If I theoretically had a bunch of stone on the surface and it was really, really dark, like maybe, I don't know, I was getting creative and I went ahead and built myself a super dark box, something like this, and even though it was up on the surface or heck all the way up in the air, well, if it's the right block and the right light level, so dark enough, a bat will now be able to spawn. That might mean, theoretically, at nighttime, if I can get it dark enough, somewhere like this right here where there's a, is that all, that's all gravel. Okay, never mind. The jigsaw block. I don't think it's going to work in survival mode. Survival, I can't interact with this thing at all, but in creative mode, check this out. Brand new UI for the jigsaw block. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little confused why this looks like the old UI and not like, you know, like this streamlined, beautiful one. I feel like a huge missed opportunity right here to make that in-game UI look real tasty. But however, the jigsaw block. So we've got a brand new reworked UI right here. It's looking tight and the most powerful overhaul that this thing has had in years on Bedrock. But just you hold on for a second, let's back things up. While I was editing this, I realized it was a little bit confusing and I left a big part of the equation out. So when it comes to structures in Minecraft, we kind of have two blocks going on invisibly behind the scenes. We've got the structure block. This is kind of like the brains of the operation, the true titan here, if you will. This is gonna actually like contain the proper structure itself. So that's the brains. Then we've got another block called the jigsaw block. The jigsaw block kind of basically helps piece the structure together. Take, for example, this unsuspecting village over here. Inside of the files for this structure, to make every village different, essentially, we have structure blocks that contain the different buildings. And then we want to always have a building connect to a path, so inside of the structure files, we would have, say, a jigsaw block right here and here, and then jigsaw blocks on the path to basically make sure these two pieces connect together. This is all technical stuff that you don't see when the structure is in your world in survival. Instead, it's sort of like how Minecraft actually works. And this block right here is getting even more powerful and easy to use. Smokey Stack, the legend, the man himself. A little bit more information from what I believe is a Mojang representative on what looks to be Discord. So first off, we've got all of this information right here, and a lot of this information, if I'm interpreting this correctly, how to play that jigsaw block. So this is all like basically a help, built-in game tutorial information on how to actually use the jigsaw block, so you could like use the jigsaw block, you know? And backtracking for a second, on the changelog itself, our proper jigsaw block changes in this week's preview. The documented ones are right here, all this highlighted stuff. So right here, we got a bunch of information. For example, how to get a jigsaw block. It's not in the creative inventory. If you want it, you need to use the give command. That's how I got it in my game. And yeah, just in general, a bunch of other information on how to use the block, making it easier. And then, in what I believe is a quote from Mojang itself, a representative, the jigsaw block changes are a step in the path to data-drive jigsaw structures for creators. In other words, to make custom structures that generate across your world possible, all with the help of an add-on and not a different dynamic world. The block itself is a great way for players to dip their toes into creating. There will absolutely be more official documentation on it when it is getting released over time. We hope to release this new stuff in full in the first part of next year, Q1. That's like January, February, March next year probably. The scale of this one, I mean, this is huge. This is a gigantic step in the puzzle of creating more powerful structures on Minecraft. Like, one of the things that Java mods currently have over add-ons, at least add-ons inside of the Bedrock Marketplace, is the idea of custom structures and pieces of world generation. For example, imagine a brand new structure out of the game that's like a cemetery. You find it inside of the swamp biome, maybe you use a brand new item at that cemetery, and voila, brand new boss. Well, right now, that add-on, it wouldn't really be able to do that. Instead, you could place an item down and maybe generate the cemetery, kind of like we did in the Tinker's Construct add-on relatively recently, the free one, to make that slime biome, you know? Well, yeah, if that biome were a structure, soon, hopefully sooner rather than later, it will be possible, thanks to the much improved jigsaw block. Oh, but speaking of biomes, did somebody say that? Because wait a second, inside of the changelog, something very interesting, super technical, starting with base game 1.21.40, built-in biomes client.json will no longer be loaded. The file from other packs will be loaded. If there are two different values inside of this thing, the one from the content creator will take priority. Now, again, from Smokey Stack, and I think these ones are referencing definitely not the most recent preview, but the one before. However, all of the stuff in the preview before are inside of this one, so yeah, this thing. Minecraft client biome, and then the end, and sky color, and customization and whatnot. Only a week away from Minecraft Live, less than it. I don't want to like lead you on, get you hyped too much more than we already are about an end update potentially. Instead, what this means is custom biomes being possible sometime soon inside of the end, and in general, custom biomes being possible potentially very soon, maybe next update soon, across the entire overworld. Custom biomes, pair them with custom structures as well, thanks to an improved jigsaw block, and I mean, this stuff is crazy. The idea of a whole overworld overhaul add-on that adds like maybe a much improved birch forest biome alongside the classic one. Well, yeah, it might be possible. This week I was debating on whether I would actually make this preview and you would see it or not, or will I just talk about this in the Minecraft Live recap that I'm going to make right after the show, so subscribe. And yeah, obviously I decided to go ahead and make this preview because these things are absolutely gigantic. And that's not even all, because deferred technical preview, aka shaders, we've got a bunch of lighting changes inside of this week's preview as well, and then a little bit of an example, if you will, as to what's going on here with all the technical stuff. Unfortunately, Mojang did acknowledge that because of this preview and the technical stuff that happens, a lot of deferred rendering packs are kind of broken now, so hopefully update soon. But at the end of the day, or beginning of it, it's all for better lighting anyways, so Big W. Last, and to be honest, kind of at least today, inside of the changelog rapid fire, a bunch of UI bug fixes, making it better, more polished. If you had the breeze and a jump boost post, I don't know who in the world is doing this, but if you gave the breeze jump boost, and then we go ahead and let the breeze actually jump, I guess it's kind of hard to tell because the breeze already jumps like quite substantially, but jump boost is definitely boosting the breeze's jump, for sure. In a change that might affect some farms on Minecraft Bedrock, I'll have to admit it that I'm not as familiar with portal-based farms on Bedrock and how viable they actually are, but in a change that might affect them, zombified piglins spawned from a nether portal now have a 15-second cooldown before they can actually use that portal. So, yeah, nether portals have this interesting mechanic where if you build one in your world, a zombified piglin can actually spawn there in the overworld, and yeah, now they will not instantly begin using the portal. They're going to spawn here, linger around, then it could maybe actually use the portal. And again, that's going to be 15 seconds after. A big issue was fixed relating to the player being able to respawn correctly. That issue that has now been fixed. That means when I tap respawn, I should indeed respawn. Now, I don't have a great way to show this one off, and I don't want to hurt dear Bonzo, but the mace, the smash attack. Well, when I smash somebody, that is with the mace, sometimes the message wouldn't show up properly in chat, like Waddle smashed somebody with mace. Now, this one might be a little tricky to show off, but let's say I had TNT right there and then primed falling TNT. Explosion happened. Well, it doesn't interrupt the falling TNT. My timing, it was a little off right there. That would need to explode while this is falling. So maybe like something like that, a little bit more. Yeah, it doesn't reset the momentum. And then aside from that, various other bug fixes. Minecraft Preview 1.21.40.22. The second to last one probably before Minecraft Live and maybe brand new huge previews. Checking out the version tracker here to get a little insight on that one. For this preview cycle, we began on 20, so we've had 1, 2, 3 previews. For the previous cycle, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 previews. For the one before that, 4 previews. So very well, there is the chance that this week might be the final preview for this update, or if not, sometime soon we wrap it up and get huge toggles from whatever drop is shown at Minecraft Live. Whether it's an end update like we talked about in this video right here or anything else, you're going to want to subscribe. I'll keep you in the loop, up to date with all of the breaking Minecraft content, including some of the more low-key little leaks. The Duke, Pixie, Phantom, Deb K, and Fade of a Grim were my patrons. Thank you so much for the support. It's been me, Waddles, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.